It has come to my attention that at least 5 people want the font that I used in the Masjodi video. Maybe even 15 people. But before you can all play with it, I have to actually name the thing, because it doesn't even have a proper name. Internally, the project file is named ccc4.sfd, and the font itself is ccc4aux.ttf. CCC4 because it was specifically made for the Curse Conlang Circus, aux because the entry is an auxiliary language, and a BS because I got sick of the language after working on it for about half a year. I don't know how I managed to procrastinate so hard in the end. It just. So, oh. I. I apparently didn't give any names to the writing systems that I made except for, like, one of them. I guess I could just name it, Godjyq Krybat? Yeah, that sounds like a good font name. So, the script was heavily inspired by the Finnish script by Sasha Muka, apparently. It mostly started by riffing off of the aesthetics of purely vertical script and copying how letters are joined to consonants, but not really with vowels. One thing that very much differs from Suomalainen kirjaimisto is that it's way more featural and therefore very homogeneous, which is also good because cursed conlang. Anyways, here's the first recorded iteration of the script from the early morning of April 30th. Yes, that's the comma. It's horrid and I wasn't planning to use it anyways. The text shown here is just plain English. By the way, the latest iteration of the script doesn't even have punctuation except for a line that functions a bit like a vowel letter. It marks the end of a phrase. By noon, I figured out that I could ditch the horizontal component in the vowels, and because only having a vertical component is a vowel thing now, the letter R has been changed to be in the velar series, because symmetry and also it kind of makes sense because retroflex is further back in the mouth than dental or technically alveolar. Here's a demonstration of how these letters connect to each other using the entire dictionary at the time. Yes, the dictionary actually was that small. It's really, really hard to make words from the Masjodi on account of having to coin words in like 5 different conlangs beforehand while making them from scratch. At one point, I just gave up on one of them and just started learning from a bastardized version of Spanish because I was so tired of the infixation going on in the proto language. On May 7th, I added a slant to the ends of strokes, which immediately made it look very dynamic and naturalistic, I guess. Somewhere in June, I added serifs, which completed the look. So I guess my design advice for today is say yes to weird angles. On another note, my actual advice for today is don't put your workstation right next to the kitchen. Like, the smell of ground coffee beans is driving me insane right now. Like, I swear upon God. Okay, but how do you actually even type the thing? This chart basically tells you all of it. The keys X and C correspond to the reduced forms of ma and ba, which is actually not what's shown in the original video, but oh well. The Z key is supposed to be a blank character with negative width, which doesn't actually work when exported as a TTF, unfortunately. There's some redundant ligatures for the palatal series, and the numbers are supposed to input the letter form components. And whatever the hell this is. I genuinely don't know what this is supposed to be. If you're wondering how I did Bistrophodon, I didn't. Bistrophodon is enough of a mess to deal with fonts that I just made a new font entirely with the serifs reversed, and then mirrored the text span back in Inkscape. And I guess that's all I have to say about the font. So, happy Yuletide, I guess.